Harry Bittercress. That's kind of a funny name. It sounds like it's straight out of Shrek, like it's a royal family name from a fairy tale. Well, in lawn care, it's a low growing, rounded weed. Well, that is until its white flowers shoot up on a taller stem. Then these seed heads can explode and scatter everywhere. I find it mostly in areas with moist soil, especially in the mulch beds. But if you don't mind a little mud in your fingernails, it's really simple to pull thanks to its shallow root system. This one's easy to identify, and by the end of the video, you'll know all the most common spring weeds. The faster you get at weed identification, the better you'll get at control. You won't waste any time, money, or effort doing the wrong thing, or worse, causing damage to your grass. I wish I could sit here and tell you how hard it is to have a weed-free lawn. That might get me more views and subscribers, but that's just because fear sells, not because it's true. But I get it. For anyone just beginning in do-it-yourself lawn care, a weed infestation can feel like an uphill battle that can't be won. But I'm here to make sure you win. Just don't expect it to happen overnight. In the last video, we talked about Spectracide Weed Stop for Lawns plus Crabgrass Killer. It's my go-to, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be yours too, especially since it kills all but one of the weeds we're identifying at an incredibly inexpensive price. That video is linked down in the description, along with a video that will give you some simple tips and tricks to easily kill the weeds we're talking about. So let's get on with another one. You know I gotta throw you a curveball first, and that's with the only weed that you can't kill with the Spectracide Weed Stop for Lawns, because it's a selective herbicide, meaning it's safe on grass but not on weeds. And Poa annua is an annual blue grass that we call a weed. Most selective herbicides will not even phase this plant. I've heard that Image will kill it, but very slowly. A weed and grass killer or a non-selective herbicide works best, but you've got to be real careful with it because it'll also kill the surrounding grass that is green and growing. Your best chance at control with Poa annua is using a pre-emergent in the fall to prevent it from popping up altogether. A pre-emergent will also help prevent most of these other weeds we're talking about, but they're not 100%. You're still going to get some slip through the cracks. And for the Poa annua that does, it's really, really easy to pull because it has a very shallow, weak root system. Chemicals aren't always the answer. But for the ones you don't pull, the good news is it's not a heat lover, so as temperatures rise into the 80s, 90s, and above for summer, it's going to die off anyway. This next one I know all too well, because before I had a Bermuda grass lawn, I had a clover lawn. Not by choice. It was green and it looked great when mowed, but it sure made a mess when it was wet and you turned the mower around on the concrete. White clover is a low-growing, fast-spreading, ground cover type weed. Its 3 leaves and white flowers are a dead giveaway for what type of weed it is. And if you're lucky, maybe you'll find a 4-leaf clover, but I'd just assume find none at all. Once you get some in the lawn, it's like you always have at least one patch somewhere else. But with just one application of the Spectracide, it usually goes away. I've had lots of success eliminating clover from my yard, but not so much success with this other one, dandelion. Yeah, I have no problem killing the ones that have already popped up, but it seems like as soon as I kill one, it's immediately placed with 3 more. You know dandelions by their bright yellow flowers that then turn into the white puffy seed heads. The kids think they're pretty and fun to blow all over the place. You smile and act like it's no big deal, but deep down you just died a little inside because you know they've just spread thousands of seeds all over the yard. Seeds that will remain in the soil and ready to grow into plants for many years to come. And those that do aren't easy to pull. That deep taproot only frustrates you even further because all you can get with your hands is the leaf tissue on the surface. Oh, come on, don't even act like you don't know what I'm talking about. And to make matters even worse, the dandelions just laugh at the lawnmower because it won't hurt them like it will a lot of other weeds. If you really want to hurt dandelion, you got to hit it with a weed killer in the fall. That's the best time. Now, I've always preferred doing that in the spring, but I'm going to mix it up this year. I'll hit some in the spring, but really buckle down in the fall to get a better grip on them. But no amount of grip, though, will really do much damage to this next one. Wild garlic or wild onion? To be honest with you, I really don't know the difference. So if you do, comment down below and let the rest of us know. You can grip with your hands on those tall grassy-like leaves and pull with all your might. But I bet you that bulb underground ain't gonna come out. Any leaf material will die back during the summer heat, but the bulb remains below the surface, so it's likely to come back later in the fall through spring. Frequent mowing and herbicides will eliminate them if you just can't stand it. But if you ask me, it's not really one of those weeds to worry about. Same with this next one, henbit. You're likely to recognize it just as much as dandelion. It's one of the first weeds to pop up in lawns each spring or even late winter in more mild years. It can cover an entire yard, and it actually kind of looks pretty with its purple flowers. I've always had neighbors who've had pretty bad problems with henbit, but it's never been an issue in my lawn, mainly because of my regular fall and spring pre-emergent applications. But without prevention or elimination, you're likely to see the henbit return every season. But even those yards with the worst infestations show no signs of it once the heat arrives, because it'll die off on its own. Chickweed and henbit are quite similar in their life cycles and control, but chickweed is a slightly lower growing plant with white flowers instead of purple. As with any weed, the better you are at preventing them from flowering and going to seed, the more success you'll have at control. If you want to get into more detail about how to control the most dreaded one of these we've discussed, Poa annua, then check out this video right here. I think you'll feel a lot better about it when you're done. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.